All right, guys, I know we talked about factoring trinomials a little bit yesterday, but we are going to take actual notes today. Okay, so you need to make sure you have a piece of notebook paper. You need to title it 7.4, Factoring Trinomials. Okay. You'll need to take notes, and you're also going to need to enter in your answers into Edpuzzle. And whenever you type in an exponent, you will need to use the caret symbol. You use it by hitting Shift and then the number 6. So if you need to type in x squared on your keyboard, you would type in the letter X and use lowercase, and then the caret symbol. So you get this by hitting Shift and 6, and then the number 2. Okay? So whenever you enter it in, it will look like this. After you have finished the video, make sure the Edpuzzle video says that you're completed. Then you have a homework assignment to complete tonight, and it is a worksheet 7.3 special products. It's over section 7.3, so it's over multiplying special binomials. So it will not be over this new material. It's over the previous section. Okay, and you will need to show your work on a separate piece of paper and use it to solve the riddle. That's your homework assignment. So you'll do it after the Edpuzzle video. All right, so factoring trinomials, x squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so notice a is 1. So we're only doing trinomials where a is 1. Okay, later on in the next section, we're going to do it whenever a is not 1. All right, standard form versus factored form. Okay, all right, so the standard form of a quadratic function is x squared, ax squared plus bx plus c. So this is what we've been dealing with. For instance, x squared plus 4x plus 4. That's standard form. Factored form is x plus a times x plus b. So this in standard form would look like this in factored form. These are the exact same expression. One's in standard, one's in factored. And you could multiply this out just to make sure that it would look the same. You would do x times x to get x squared, x times 2 to get 2x, 2 times x to get 2x, and 2 times 2 to get 4. And 2x plus 2x is 4x. So x squared plus 4x plus 4. So notice you get the same expression when you multiply it out. So this is standard, this is factored form. All right, so it says factor x squared plus 10x plus 16. So this is in standard form. We need to put it in factored form. Okay, so to do that, we make a table. You look up factors of the last term, which is 16, and they will have a sum of the middle term, which is 10 in this example. Okay, so we need to find factors of positive 16. All right, so factors of 16 would be 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 4 and 4. And then you need to find the sum of each of these. Okay, 1 plus 16 is 17, 2 plus 8 is 10, 4 plus 4 is 8. So the two factors that add up to 10 are 2 and 8. Okay, so those are the two factors we're going to use. So this written out in factored form would be x plus 2 times x plus 8. All right, so that would be the factored form, x plus 2 times x plus 8. Now, you can always check your work. If it says to check your work, make sure you check your work. And here's how you check your work. Okay, so you would just multiply out x plus 2 times x plus 8. Okay, so you would do x times x, which is x squared, x times 8, which is 8x, 2 times x, which is 2x, and 2 times 8, which is 10. Okay, so 8 plus 2 is 10, so you get x squared, 8 times 2 is 16, not 10. No. So 8 plus 2 is 10, so that's 10x, and then plus 16. Notice when I multiply it out, I get the same answer that it started out with. So I know I'm good. Okay, so this is my final answer. This is factored form. Okay, let's move on. Let's do another one. X squared plus 7x plus 6. Okay, so let's make our table. Factors of 6 that have a sum of 7. Okay, so first let's list the factors of 6. Okay, they're 1 and 6, 2 and 3, and then we're going to find the sum. Okay, so let's add 1 plus 6, you get 7. 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay, so the ones that add up to 7 are 1 and 6. Therefore, my factored form would be x plus 1 times x plus 6. Okay, and you can check that one to make sure that's correct. All right, this one here I want you to try on your own. Okay, factor x squared plus 9x plus 18, and then enter in your answer into the Ed puzzle. Once you enter in your answer, then you can check it to make sure it's right. If it's wrong, you need to fix it and make it the correct answer. And then if you have any questions, let me know. All right, let's try this one. All right, now we're going to factor x squared minus 4x plus 3. Okay. So we have to find factors of positive 3 that add up, that have a sum of negative 4. Okay. Anytime this back number is a positive and the front number is a negative, your two factors, your two numbers are going to both be negative, because if you do negative 1 times negative 3, that's going to give you positive 3. If you do negative 2 times negative 6, that's going to give you positive 12. A negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, and the only way to get this to be a positive, but they add up to a negative, is for both of them to be negative. Okay, so factors of 3, you got negative 1 and negative 3, and positive 1 and positive 3. Okay, well, 1 plus 3 is 4, and negative 1 plus negative 3 is negative 4. Okay, so, and you want it to be negative 4. So I would have to use negative 1 and negative 3. So my factored form would be x minus 1 times x minus 3. That would be in factored form. Okay, let's try another one. All right, let's try this one. W squared minus 12w plus 35. Notice here they use a w instead of an x. So we're looking at factors of positive 35, and they have to have a sum of negative 12. Okay. Well, factors of 35 are 1 and 35, negative 1 and negative 35. 2 doesn't go into it, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 doesn't go into it, 4 doesn't. You've got 5 and 7, and negative 5 and negative 7. 6 doesn't go into it. 7, I'm already got it, so now I know I'm done. Okay, 1 plus 35 is 36. Negative 1 plus negative 35 is negative 36. 5 plus 7 is positive 12. And negative 5 and negative 7 is negative 12. Okay, so, and I'm needing negative 12. So that would make these two right here the answer. So I would have x minus 5 times x minus 7. And you can check that one on your own to make sure that it works. All right, try this one here on your own. Notice, oops, let me go back. I noticed I made a mistake. Okay, on this one here, I should have put W minus 5 and W minus 7. So I'm sorry, I made a mistake there. All right, this one here, when you enter in your answer, make sure you use P and not X. All right, let's try this one. X squared plus 4x minus 21. So I need factors of negative 21 that have a sum of positive 4. All right, so factors of negative 21. In order to get a negative, when you multiply, one has to be negative and one has to be positive. For instance, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. But also, negative 2 times positive 3 is also negative 6. So it could be either one. Okay. Now, there is a trick to know which one's the negative. And if you look here, see how this is positive 4? That means your bigger number will be positive. Okay, and I will show you that after we get done, you'll see that the bigger number will be positive. All right, so factors of 21 are 1 and 21. So it's either going to be 1 and negative 21 or negative 1 and positive 21. Okay, 2 is not a factor, but you've got 3 and 7, so it'd be 3 and negative 7 or negative 3 and positive 7. 4 is not a factor, 5 is not a factor, 6 is not a factor, and 7, I've already have it, so I'm done. Now we need to add these. So add in your calculator 1 plus negative 21, and you get negative 20. Now do negative 1 plus 21, you get positive 20. Now do 3 plus negative 7, that would be negative 4, and negative 3 plus 7 would be positive 4. Okay. So now look at your factors. You want it to be positive 4, which is this last one, so we would use negative 3 and positive 7. So x minus 3 times x plus 7. Now, notice, see how I said your bigger number would be positive? Look at 3 and 7. See how my bigger number is positive? 7's the bigger number, and it's positive. Okay, let's do another one. X squared plus 13x minus 30. So factors of negative 30 that add up to positive 13. Okay, so you got 1 and 30, where 30 is negative, 1 and 30, where 1 is negative, 2 and negative 15, or negative 2 and positive 15. You got 3 and 10, which the 10 is negative, or negative 3 and positive 10. And you've also got 5 and 6, where the 6 is negative, and then 5 and 6, where the 5 is negative. Okay, now let's go through and add those. 1 plus negative 30 is negative 29. Negative 1 plus 30 is positive 29. 2 plus negative 15 is negative 13. What's negative 2 plus 15? Yeah, it'd be positive 13. 3 and negative 10 would be negative 7. Negative 3 and 10 is positive 7. 5 and negative 6 is negative 1. And negative 5 and positive 6 is positive 1. And I need a sum of positive 13, and I already got it earlier. So once you get the 13, I could have stopped right here if I wanted to. Okay, so these are my two factors. So my answer would be x minus 2 times x plus 15. Okay, notice See how this is a positive, and see how my bigger number is positive? Okay, so that's a rule you can use as a shortcut. All right, this one here. X squared minus x minus 42. So I need factors of negative 42 that have a sum of negative 1. Okay, because this x has a coefficient of negative 1. There's really a 1 right there. So I need them to add up to negative 1. Okay, so in order to be negative 42, one's negative, one's positive. And since this is negative, I need my bigger number to be negative. Okay, all right, so it would be 1 and negative 42, or negative 1 and 42, 2 and negative 21, or negative 2 and positive 21. 3 goes into it. It would be 3 and 14, which would be negative, or negative 3 and 14. 4 and 5. You have 6 and 7, so 6 and negative 7, or negative 6 and positive 7, and I already have 7, so I'm done. Okay. All right, now let's add them together. 1 plus negative 42, negative 1 plus 42, 2 plus negative 21, negative 2 plus 21, 3 and negative 14, negative 3 and positive 14, 6 and negative 7, and negative 6 and positive 7. Okay, so which of these add up to be negative 1? Yeah, it'd be 6 and negative 7. So you would have x plus 6 times x minus 7. Notice my bigger number is negative. So anytime this is a negative, whenever they're both a negative, it's going to be a positive and a negative, but the bigger number is going to be negative. All right, let's try the next one on your own. So I need you to factor x squared minus 2x minus 15 and type in your answer and see if you get it right. If you get it right, you need to change it to the wrong answer. All right, that is the end of your video. Y'all have a good day. Don't forget to finish your homework assignment.